Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Seth Lockhart, or actually Lookhart. Seth Lookhart, he's a dentist from Anchorage, Alaska. And Seth was just sentenced to 12 years in prison for fraud and for riding a hoverboard. I don't understand what the hell that's about. Apparently, a former patient named Veronica testified that she was sedated before a tooth extraction back in 2016. And then Seth performed the procedure on a hoverboard and recorded the procedure on his phone without her permission.
Impressive.
So he decides, I'm going to do the dental work while I'm a hoverboard. I'm going to film it because I guess I'm going to be that guy.
That's just a cocky dude. He's like, I'm so good at being a dentist, and there's the video of him. Yep, he's on one of those stupid hoverboards.
Wow.
I mean...
Okay, and there he is just riding away from the procedure with his hands up in the air celebrating. And then he sent that video to his friends claiming it was a new standard of care. What an idiot. God, again, it's amazing how people do not realize the stupidity of what they do with these videos. And it happens.
I get like people want to have fun at their job, but when you're messing with someone's mouth, then maybe you just kind of like pump the brakes on the whole idea of being on a rolling apparatus that could potentially, you can like slip on.
And also, you're filming somebody, you're recording somebody while they're passed out or half passed out.
Well, at least he didn't do it in selfie mode. He had someone else record it.
That's a good point. Yeah. Prosecutors also claimed that Seth sedated patients needlessly, then billed taxpayers $10,000 for the procedures.
So that's probably what the prison time is about. Not so much being on a hovercraft. You're just an idiot.
He got his dental license suspended in 2017. And a lot of charges against him. They numbered in the dozen, and he was convicted in January on charges of reckless endangerment, illegally practicing dentistry, and medical assistance fraud. Illegally practicing dentistry. So did he try to do it after he got his license revoked? Was that probably what was up?
Dude, I got to imagine.
What an idiot.
Wow.
But I'll tell you, there are people that just believe since... they're frauding the system. When he said that, frauding the taxpayers, or is he frauding the insurance companies?
Sounds like the insurance companies to me.
But this article says it's the taxpayers. I don't know how the taxpayers are involved.
Unless there's something in Alaska that we just don't know about.
Maybe it was like Medicare, perhaps. Maybe that in that case, that insurance.
I bet you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that the judge said, in reviewing all of this over and over again, I have this visceral response. You damn near killed some people.
Dude, and the judge's face.
Yeah.
While he's just like, oh, God.
Yeah.
You dumbass.
It really bothers me because I know there are people. Look, first of all, he's an idiot. But as far as fraud goes, people do not have a problem with fraud because they think that the big businesses are so corrupt anyway, especially when it comes to the insurance industry. Mm-hmm. Nobody seems to have a problem like they used to of honor when it comes to taking advantage of insurance companies. And that's just goes to show just how bad things are for insurance companies. Their reputation is so bad that people think that cheating them is okay.
Well, who's going to hate them? Think
exactly.
about it. Like, I'm not saying what they did is right or wrong. It's obviously wrong. But, I think about like if someone said, "Oh, I did this to the insurance company," in the back of my mind, I wouldn't say it maybe out loud, but like, "Good, screw them. They've been screwing me since I've gotten insurance here."
Yep.
It's like every time I go to a doctor, it's like nothing is covered, and then I got to argue with them about these things, and then eventually I get more covered. I'm like, why do I even have to do this in the first place? Like, I didn't want to go to the doctor. I paid a damn insurance for this. And it seems like everything has to be disputed.
And this is why.
So if you're going to screw somebody over, it's probably the best idea for them to do that because nobody's really going to have sympathy.
No, you're absolutely right. Nobody has sympathy for insurance companies. And this is why our friendly neighbors to the north in Canada look at us and go, you know that it's a business, right? The way you guys do it, it's a business, and therefore they're going to try to make a profit. So what do you expect from those companies?
But our friendly neighbors up north will also tell you, like, good luck trying to get to see a doctor sometimes.
Yeah, I never know what the better system is. The fact is you wait a long time, but at least you're going to not go broke getting the service you get. Whereas in this country, if you don't have money, it doesn't matter. You know, you're not going to wait anywhere. You're just going to get nothing.
I had a buddy that went months to have surgery on his shoulder because he was just like low on the list. And it was like, whereas if he lived here, he'd have to pay. But he would have been able to get this taken care of months ago.
Wouldn't they be able to can't we figure out a system? I feel like we have a lot of people in our countries that are doing nothing. Mm-hmm. Can't we have a system where everybody gets what they need and we all agree it's okay? I don't understand.
Texter says, though, he should get 12 years for just being an adult and riding a hoverboard.
Okay, there we go.
What are those things? Because it's funny this guy says this because I was just thinking about this when I went to Lowe's 2 days ago. As a guy was leaving Lowe's, he got on the back of his shopping cart and rode it. You know how, like, like when you're a kid?
Like we did back in the day.
And I could not stop smiling. This guy was probably in his 40s, maybe even in his 50s, and he was with nobody else.
Yeah.
It's just a moment hit. And he doesn't look like a guy that's like an immature. Like, he looked, like your dad. You know what I mean? Not to like typecast somebody, but he wasn't like rocking like, a wallet chain like Danny or something. It was something funny. Like where he's just like, okay, I'm like a little punk rocker dude. I'm having fun. He just looked like your everyday dad. And he just got behind that on a whim. Like he's just pushing it. And then one moment it just like snapped in him and he's just like, I'm going to ride this thing.
You saw this recently?
2 days ago.
Yeah, I think I know why.
It made me so happy, man.
Yeah, I think I know why because I've kind of wanted to do it too.
I wanted to race him.
Because, Steve, think about it. Not many people. You don't have as many people in stores that size, which Lowe's has incredibly big aisles.
No, this was out in the parking lot.
Oh, this is the parking lot.
He was riding it in the parking lot.
Oh, well, they've got great carts, too. I happen to be a cart guy because that's what I used to do with the supermarket. They got heavy carts so you can really ride without flipping it up and hit yourself in the head, where some of the grocery carts, you can't do that. Mm-hmm. I wanted to do it at Costco inside because there's less people in Costco and the aisles are big enough that you could really just have a blast.
Oh, yeah.
When did you ever think that you had room to maneuver in Costco where you could go up and down aisles? Never, but now we kind of do.
Not at the Puyallup one, man.
It's still packed?
It's not like how it used to be, but it's still, I wouldn't be able to ride anything. I complain to them every time I leave, like, how was your service? I was like, I couldn't ride anything.
Yeah, what is wrong with you people?
Sir, this is not an amusement park.
Yeah, it's not. I agree with you. It's not good enough to ride in, but I actually could move my cart down an aisle and not be feeling like I was in a traffic jam.
So he says, Steve, you should ride the shopping cart and have Danny sitting in it. Please.
Oh, I like that.
I'm not opposed to that. Can you get your legs through those little holes?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Though Vicky really is tiny enough to be your child. So she would actually look normal in there. You know what? If we put the right clothes on her, people will think she's a toddler.
I just want to ride in the cart park because I've tried to fit into like little kid things, and I got some, big old hips and booty. It's not going to work out in my favor. I'm going to get stuck. You're going to have to call the fire department, and it's just going to be embarrassing.
That's why you were so happy when you were able to get into that shoe in Las Vegas, the giant high heel, because you could fit in there, and you still look like a little kid in that shoe.
Because I think like if I see like a can or a rock, I still in my 40s still love kicking them.
Oh, you like to kick a rock?
Yeah, or a can. Well, especially if like there's like a drain nearby, I want to try and kick it so it can land in the drain.
The can or the rock?
Anything. I don't care what it is.
So you like to just like your own version of soccer? You're going to get it through the uprights.
Yeah, I just want to be stupid.
Whatever they call them.
Sometimes it's fun acting like a kid, even though you're an adult.
Or like when you walk by like a basketball hoop, even if there's no one around, you try to jump and touch the rim. I never can touch the rim, but I always try.
That's adorable. I want to see that.
I do too, because Vicky, there is no
literally no way that
even
you're
the
ever
Fisher Price basketball hoop you can buy is
the
a
one
little
that you can
challenging.
lower.
Yeah,
like where's the surveillance footage of that?
Yeah, come on, Vic.
Like whenever we go by like the playground, like there's like a little playground area in the development, and then you got like the little slide. I'm like, man, if I was just a little bit thinner,
you'll break that, dude.
I don't know. It looks like it's hard plastic.
Okay.
It's got like a little spinny thing. I know I'll be the guy that's stuck, and I'll be like, babe, babe.
Yeah.
I believe in you, Steve. You should try it.
Every time I take Lily to the park or playground or whatever, I always just want to run up the slides every single time, just because it's like that's that. And luckily, it doesn't look weird because I'm just playing with my 6-year-old daughter. I'm not just this 33-year-old dude.
Steve, you're going to get to ride the slide.
You're going to get to do all of it.
She will be too young to go by herself, so she's going to want Daddy to be there, so it's not so scary.
We did recently go by a slide where it was a little bit bigger. My wife was the one that went down the slide with the baby, and I just filmed it because I was like, yeah, I'll get stuck still.
Oh, that's not fair. You get to play too, don't you?
I'm working on it.
All right, fine.
Someone says I'm 45. I still ride my cart in the parking lot. I started doing it again when my kids were little in the toddler seat. Costco has a small downhill slope, which makes it ideal.
Oh, yeah. And they got the big carts, so, you can pretty much have your weight supported.
Yes.
Yeah, it's tough to do it with those the little grocery carts, if you go to QFC and take the little version. Yeah, don't ride those.
They got those monster carts.
Monster cart. Got a new study out of the University of Kansas. Turns out there is such a thing as flirting face that women make. Ladies, you better watch out because normally us guys don't know a thing. And that's the big complaint is guys are so thick. They never get anything. Turns out we do get flirting face, and pretty much every guy can spot it. So
I'm positive that not every guy can spot it.
100%.
I speak for myself. I never. Well, maybe no one's ever even tried to flirt with me.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Well, that could be it. Yeah, that. But
I've heard stories back in the day where someone's like, "Oh yeah, I was trying to let you know I was interested." I'm like, I did not see it. I did not know. I have no idea. I'm clueless.
Well, I've got some clues for you. You ready, guys?
Okay.
I got the 3 signals of flirty face. That way you can pick up on it just like everybody else. If a woman's head is turned to one side and tilted down slightly.
Like a dog?
Yeah, I guess
so.
Lulu
treat, she does that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little... If a woman has a slight smile, which I always figured, if a woman is smiling at me, there's got to be something going on. Steve, that's not...
like I'm flirting?
No, you look like you just had a stroke.
You okay, buddy?
You want to
do, yeah.
Look at that face. Look at his face. That is
hi, Stephen
disturbing.
Hawking.
Yeah.
Will you take a picture of him, Vicky, with that face? That is not
what's
a
the
good
other
looking
one?
face.
I don't know.
I don't think I should give you the other one. Then you're going to look like you probably aren't going to come back.
Oh, you think you could do a better flirting face? Maybe we should all take pictures of our flirting faces.
Yes.
See who does it best.
Here's the thing. We are not the ones that do flirty face.
This is the social media content people need.
Oh, really?
All of us.
And how about this, that your eyes are locked on the person you're flirting with, like massive eye contact.
That's hot.
Oh, that is disgusting.
You know what? First met you did that face, and I've been in ever since.
That's why he took the job.
Vicky, Steve, we know you have really great female eyelashes. You've been told that. But you didn't have to bat your eyes. It just said your eyes are locked on them. You batted them like you were like some sort of,
Locked
He's got
and
those
loaded.
luscious eyelashes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Locked and loaded, BJ.
Now, here's this. For women out there, you may not be knowing that you're doing this. It's not something you do intentionally. It just happens because biologically your body's flirt with this dude.
Let's encourage more creepy guys. I noticed you were giving me the flirty face. And then the girl's like, what are you talking about?
Well, here's what I will say.
Your head was tilted. You were looking at me. And you also had a half smile.
I call BS because I feel like every move I make, like if there's a guy I'm really interested, it is calculated. It is precise. I know what I'm doing, even if I don't want to, if I'm not going to flirt with him or I kind of want to flirt with him, I know what I'm doing. I know clocked everything.
I know when you're flirting with somebody. You say nothing and get really shy and shut the F up.
Yeah, you run away, basically.
Yeah, you run away. That
is true, actually.
When has this happened?
If I actually like a dude, I am just...
Vicky is super chill with every dude ever. But then when she really likes somebody, I know and I laugh. I smile and go, whoa. And she'll say, shut up, BJ, shut up. I don't like anybody. And I'll be like, oh, no, I totally know you like that dude. Because she says nothing and she gets really embarrassed and she just gets massively shy and it's but you're very atypical. A lot of women, and this is tough in a workplace because look, nobody wants to be accused of flirting. They just, for whatever reason, especially if they're in a relationship, they just feel like it's a bad thing. Even though, psychologists and psychiatrists will tell you, look, you're going to get lots of crushes in your life even when you're married. It's not a big deal as long as your actions are cool. You can love and dig and, crush on anybody, just your actions. But the flirtiness is maybe a biological thing. Like you may not even know you're doing it. Mm-hmm. Trouble is a dude picks up on it and thinks this chick is interested in me. Then all of a sudden she's like, no, I wasn't. Get away from me. When in reality, she may have been doing biologically what the scientists are saying. And then everybody's mad. Everybody's in trouble.
Because nothing's hotter than telling someone, hey, science says that you were flirting with me.
Well, yes, but that's what they're saying.
Who's they?
The whole story, the University of Kansas.
They're all losers.
What I've been doing. Why do I have these conversations with you? It's science, for criminy sake.
Fine. Watch Weird Science.
Weird Science.
Watch Weird Science was your answer
Man,
to.
I want to go back and watch
I want
that
to debate.
now.
That's all. What?
Were you ever on the debating team? Because I would
yeah.
love to have been there for
Yeah,
that.
I won every time.
Yeah, watch Weird Science.
I always said, just watch Weird Science.
Who says these things?
Steve does.
The beginning of the article where I said the University of Kansas.
I know what you said, but I'm just saying, like, who are these scientists? Like, what's
the scientists at the University of Kansas.
But they act like they know. I don't know if they know.
Because they did the research. That's how
I could do research and just say I came up with this
What
thing.
research do you ever do?
I looked at a bunch of chicks, and when they have a half smile, that means they want it. Like, I mean, that's like when all of a sudden we're supposed to believe them.
I can't do it anymore.
My theory is just as dumb as theirs.
No, their
yours is
theory is
spectacular.
not
Oh, just
dumb.
because they wear a white coat and have like a pocket protector, they're all of a sudden like be all knowing.
Oh man, if I could get Steve a white coat and a pocket protector,
you
like
realize-
I'm going to go to the costume store. We're going to figure this out, and we're going to get Dr. Steve.
No, I'm quitting the show. I
Oh,
mean,
good.
I really.
That's all this took?
By the way, if you ever wonder what's wrong with America, Steve is showing you what's wrong with
right
America.
with America.
No, you
I
are
don't
not.
just- I don't
There's
just
no
listen to
information
scientists.
that can be given to you.
I'm like everyone on Facebook. I don't listen to scientists.
Yeah, you are right. What are you talking about?
You read one headline and
Yeah.
you just like, I don't believe that.
I don't believe anything. It's all conspiracy.
Right. Prove it.
Yeah,
prove it.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Got a new study out of Rutgers, but, you know, that's a university where there are scientists doing studies, so they're probably just full of crap. They don't know what they're talking about.
I'm glad you're finally seeing what I'm seeing.
Yeah. They found out that the glass coffee table in your living room causes over 2.5 million injuries a year.
See, now, this is a study that makes more sense to me. This is not making up stuff in their head. This is actual physical injuries, so they know that this is causing it.
Is that different, huh?
The table wasn't flirting with the people.
That's what it is.
Right.
Okay.
So, Rutgers, you're on my good list.
3,000 cases were looked at, and it turns out the groups that hurt themselves the most are little kids and young adults in their early 20s because of the fact that they are more likely to climb or stand on them. And you know what? That is true in my own family. When I moved here 20 years ago, and we had basically a temporary housing situation, you know, like one of those extended stay joints, Joey Dees became the man that was injured on a glass coffee table.
Boys, this brought back some memories. I looked right at my arm the second you said that glass coffee table because I have a huge scar across my elbow where I fell right through a glass coffee table.
Broke the table.
Broke the table straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Was Dad more concerned about the table or you?
Well, I think Dad kind of...
This is a rental.
Oh, yeah, I was very concerned about the table.
That's exactly what I thought. When he looked at me, I thought, oh, God, I have just caused thousands of dollars worth of damage. Not that my elbow was covered in blood and spilling all over the carpet.
You can replace the elbow. You can't replace
Yeah.
That's very true.
And don't forget the carpet was an issue, too, because his blood was all over the carpet.
Oh, yeah.
This was a horrific time for me.
And get this, you would think, maybe they would try to grab something. My dad grabbed an entire roll of paper towels and just threw it at me.
Well, yeah, you have another arm.
Yeah. I tell you, right, tourniquet it up, kid.
That's
you know
why
what?
you have Roll
to.
it up.
If you were in the wild, what would you do? I was getting you wild ready.
Do you remember what you were doing that led to the table breaking?
Oh, I do. It's not good. I was opening magic cards.
What, like standing on it?
I grabbed a box of cards and just sat right on the coffee table.
Oh,
Yeah.
crap. So all your weight.
Yeah, like when you leave
You
the
jump
toilet
in the
seat
air?
up? No. I was a fat kid, but I wasn't that fat.
No, I feel like at least if you jumped in the air, you'd have more velocity if you weren't a fat kid.
Oh, I used gravity to my advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, sit on the glass coffee table. That was a genius.
I don't click on those thumbnails, BJ.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much half the injuries involve deep cuts, and Joe he wins that one too.
They say mostly these are kids. I imagine also the adults in the dark cause a lot of these accidents. Well, that's when I hurt myself the most is when I'm trying to like navigate around my home in the dark, and I'll slam my toe. The worst is the bed. I'm always slamming my foot into the bed. My wife laughs every time because she's just like, do your eyes not adjust at all in the dark? I'm like, no. Everything is pitch black. I have to turn on my phone just so I could see in the dark.
Well, whose does? Is your wife a cat?
Yes, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, if
she wears glasses and I don't.
Yeah, dude,
She's got magic eyes.
I'm like you, dude. I have to make sure everything's in its place so that I memorize where I'm going as if I actually am a blind man.
Right now, add random boxes that you aren't used to having around. I've spent 10 years understanding how my house works.
Yes. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a beating. When it comes to coffee tables, though, no foot injuries. It's all just either hand injuries, fingers, wrists, things like that, but no foot injuries on a coffee table.
Is this a weird thing? It's only because I think of remember the movie Very Bad Things?
Slightly, but
yes, that's the one where they kill the hooker on the hook, right?
Spoiler
That's right.
alert.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like in the first part of the movie.
Jeremy Piven's in that,
Jeremy
right?
Piven's in it, a bunch of
okay.
other actors. One of my favorite movies, and it's just a bachelor party gone wrong.
Yes.
But there's a scene where they're all like, it's like right before things got dark with the hooker being killed. Like they just now started doing coke, and they're having the time. It's like the only time in my life where I ever thought coke looks like fun. I've never touched that drug, but I remember watching that movie until that hooker, and I'm like, coke doesn't look like fun at all.
No.
But there's one point where they're all losing their minds, and one of the guys just dives into the glass table in this penthouse suite in like Vegas, and I'm like, man, one day I just want to do that. I've never done it.
Yeah, Joey can tell you it's not a cool thing to do.
No, it looks fun in movies, but in real life,
Yeah.
I don't want to really do that. But it was like a moment in that movie that I'll never forget, like the glass shattering of the table.
Now, even though I told you with body parts like wrists, hands, and fingers get hurt, Steve, you still have to be careful about tripping because people have tripped over a glass table because they haven't seen it. Like their brain doesn't acknowledge that there's something there peripherally, and so they trip right over the damn thing. Which I know with our office, the way they designed our office, they designed the walls to be diagonal. These little diagonal cutouts, so that I look straight ahead and I see, oh, there's where the wall is, but actually down below me, the wall is further closer to me because it goes down at an angle. I trip over those walls going around corners all the time because my eyes see there's no wall there, but the wall is there below me.
I've walked into a glass door before.
Congratulations.
Here at work once.
Yeah, that might have happened.
When we first moved here. It's like the double door thing. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm talking to like somebody as I'm, all right, see you later. Turned around right into it. And then one time when I was really hungover in Spokane for one of our hockey tournaments, all the guys the party bus was waiting for me. I was like the last one to get out of the hotel, and I'm coming running out. Didn't even realize there was a glass door just just face first right into it.
Oh,
man. That woke me up and cracked up the entire bus.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's the kind of night we had.
That is fantastic. And how about this? There are injuries that happen with these glass coffee tables even after the table is broken. So, like, they didn't get any injuries from the table itself breaking. People are cutting the hell out of themselves picking up the broken glass.
That makes sense.
And that's another thing you got to warn people about. Like, yeah, I put on the oven mitts when I have to pick up broken glass.
Really?
Yeah, because I've learned that you can cut yourself picking up broken glass. So it's like, what's the thickest thing I have to protect me?
But I feel like that'd be like it's like wearing mittens trying to pick something up.
Well, like these are big pieces of glass. Like the little guys you sweep, but the big pieces do you pick them up with your bare hands?
I have a little broom and a little shovel, so I pick everything up with that.
Even the big
the big pieces, I'm not gonna. I'm able to tell what I can pick it up and not cut myself.
Oh, that's how people do it. That's how people. That's how I don't even try. Maybe you know what? You're a special man. You can pick up glass.
People must be getting distracted.
Focus. And who do you think are more likely to get hurt in this kind of a situation with a glass table? Men or women?
Dudes all the time. Come on.
Yeah, that's a winner.
Guys are the guys doing the dumb stuff.
And maybe it is because there's something about female eyes. I mean, the fact that if Steve's wife actually can see in the dark better than he can, maybe that's a thing.
I love our texters because either they're making this stuff up, and I'm fine for being gullible on this one, or they have information that's just really cool to now know. People with glasses have better night vision because their corneas are open more. I got LASIK, and my night vision was cut way back. It used to be great.
Oh, really?
That's according to this texter.
Wait a second. So
I believe them over scientists.
Are you telling me then? Because I've often wondered why I was born with the eyes I was born with. I thought, I don't understand why I can't see as good as anybody else. But because I don't live in the wild, because at night you had to, take care of yourself.
Oh, you live in Mercer Island. It's getting crazy over there.
So my eyes really were better at night. So I was the dude they'd go to at night. Like in the daytime, they'd like, all right, he's useless. But at night, all right, let's get Night Vision Man out there. I have no idea.
And what are you talking about? Like, what situation?
Well, we're back in the old days. The old days when we were out all hunting and gathering.
When you were first born?
In the hunting and gathering days. Because I look at the fact that, people with bad eyesight had to have been part of the human race for a long time, right? It's not a thing where people just needed glasses now. We've always probably needed, a lot of us have needed it, but yet we survived somehow. So maybe it's because some of us are supposed to have better close-up vision, others have better regular vision, and when you're in a big tribal experience, you all work together. So short eyeball guy comes up in the right situation, then long eyeball guy gets called in when the right situation comes up in the tribe. Maybe that now it makes sense. I'm
to
digging
you
this.
and only you.
I'm digging this answer. Like, people,
So
everyone has a use.
Okay. I mean, if you want to make it into that whole, like, goes all the way back to the caveman days, that's cool.
Well, do you think bad eyesight is something that's recent?
No, I just think bad eyesight is just something someone deals with. I don't think, like, there was, like, an actual reason behind why they have bad eyesight. Like, it wasn't like I'm intentionally going to have you born with bad eyesight genetically so that way you can help find deer at night.
I think that's the cool thing about the whole human experience is like some of us are good at some things, some of us aren't. And if we work together, then we live together, man. It's like the tribal experience, but in a good way, man.
All
right, fine.
All I know is, man, getting old, like, you start realizing, like, for the longest time, I had perfect vision. And then, like, the last time I went to my physical, I had to read, like, the bottom line. And usually I just crush that, man. That's a humbling moment when you realize, oh, man, I might be having to get to that point where I'm going to need, like, reading glasses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you just go your whole life, and I'm like, it's been like that source of pride. Like, my parents, my brother, everyone has glasses. I'm like, I'm clearly the superior member of this family.
Yeah.
I don't have glasses.
Yeah.
And then they're like, read the bottom line, and I'm reading it. And the lady, the nurse goes, you can stop. You've gotten so many wrong. And I'm like, no, I haven't. And she's like, yeah, you're not even, like, batting, like, 500 at this point. She's like, go one level up. And I nailed that one. So no.
Oh, good for you,
Don't
buddy.
freak out just yet. I'm just minorly flawed.
That's going to happen, dude. It's not. That's just the thing that happens to all humans.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah, and you're gonna need to do something about it.
But then I'll be able to help hunt at night. That's good.
See, that's a good thing. You'll be able to hunt at night. See, the old people actually help out the tribe when they get older. They can figure it out.
Steve, are you going contacts or glasses, you think? If you have to get your eyes
I'm never
done?
going to get contacts, no.
Really?
Can we help you pick out your glasses?
I already know which ones I want.
What are you going to go with?
I don't know. I don't know how to describe them. They're just like glasses, like kind of like Danny's.
Thick frame?
Yeah. See, Joey and I on the last break, oddly enough, we switched our glasses to see how we looked in each other's glasses, and it looked so weird.
Oh, I bet, because it's kind of like part of your face.
Yeah.
Oh, it is part of your face.
Yeah.
But I'd go, if I was going to go with any of the glasses of anyone in the room, I'd lean more towards like the Danny, almost like Ray-Bans without sunglasses.
That's what these are.
Nice.
But they're only going to be reading glasses for you.
Twins.
That's what they'll be.
But I
want to
wear them all the time then. What if I think I look cooler that way?
Then you got to get bifocals.
Oh, son of a bitch. I don't want to get bifocals.
Well, they make them so they don't look like bifocals anymore. You can get them without the line, so you don't look like that guy.
But it's getting to that point where like I'll grab something and it's like super small print and I'm like doing the thing on your face and I'm like, no. It bummed me out the other day.
Yeah. That's why I love the contact lens situation because it fixes
I couldn't
that.
do it, man. I couldn't. I the idea of just poking my eye, I'd
Oh,
rather
you
wear
get someone to
glasses.
poke it for you. I can poke it for you.
Oh, will you?
Yeah.
So every morning I'll just knock on your door and be like, VJ, can you poke my eye?
Again, think about what you just said. Hey, can you come up to my house so you can poke me in the eye? I will Three Stooges you in a moment. I'll do that in a heartbeat.
So it says I started getting headaches when reading books. Got reading glasses at 38 years old from Adam and Everett. See, I wouldn't have known I don't read.
That's how you get around that.
That's probably why I thought I probably needed them for a while.
What do you need them if you don't read? What kind of glasses are you going to call them?
I don't know, like small print on like things I gotta use.
Glasses. All right, perfect.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I figure out who my creditors are?
People a lot of times have had a long time of not having good credit and having collections, and so they're concerned that you may be concerned that you won't be able to find all your creditors if you file bankruptcy. How will I know which collection agency has my credit card bill from 10 years ago now? And that's something that's hard to keep track of because credit collection agencies transfer your debts all over the place. But we will pull all your credit bureaus, and by getting all three of your credit bureaus, we'll be able to tell who has your credit and debt now, which collection agencies have had it in the past, and we'll make sure that we file all your creditors when we file your bankruptcy so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.